EGM Network.
This is an Evergreen Media Network production. And now, it's time to put you on the spot with EGM.
Hi, welcome to On the Spot with EGM. I'm Jesse Krisky. You know, April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and here to discuss that is the head and the CEO of the Hibiscus Children's Center, Matt Markley. Hey, Matt, how are you today?
I'm good, Jesse. How you doing?
Great. It's great to have you here in studio.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Matt, why don't you introduce yourself? Give us a little introduction of who you are and a little bit about Hibiscus Children's Center, too, please.
Okay. Well, you just mentioned my name, so I won't mention that again. I have been with Hibiscus about 7 years now. Prior to coming to Hibiscus, I managed community mental health centers in the state of Ohio. Did that for a number of years, actually quite a few number of years. Wife and I decided we wanted to move south, get to warmer weather, and the Hibiscus job was open. I was fortunate enough to be hired. Again, been with the agency 7 years, and it had been an awesome experience. It's an experience that has actually changed my life. And let me tell you a little bit about Hibiscus, tell you why. Hibiscus is first and foremost a child welfare organization. So if a child is removed from his or her home because of abuse or neglect, and the state of Florida, through the Department of Children and Families, cannot find a family or friend to care for the child, they call Hibiscus, and we care for the child. Hibiscus, matter of fact, Jesse, we are celebrating our 40th anniversary. Been in business 40 years, and we have offered, or provided rather, 475,000 safe nights for kids since we were operational in 1985.
Wow.
We have two facilities, one in Vero Beach. It's a campus. It's a houses around the campus. It's for older kids, age 12 to 17 or age 12 really to 18, because we have a number of kids who age out of the child welfare system with us. Then we have an emergency shelter for younger kids in Jensen Beach, and that's for infants to age 12. And we provide 365 days a year, 24/7 care. We don't close for hurricanes, weekends, holidays, nothing. And so a kid may stay with us 6 months, they may have 6 weeks. Some kids have stayed with us for 3 and 4 years. Since I've been with the organization, we've had about 20 kids age out of the child welfare system with living with Hibiscus Children's Center.
Okay. And the children you help, are they all throughout the Treasure Coast, up and down the Treasure Coast?
We are primarily a Treasure Coast organization. However, we are a nationally accredited child welfare organization. We are Florida accredited, and so we will take a child from anywhere in the state. Okay. Most of our kids are from the Treasure Coast, but if a kid needs a bed, we have a bed open. We think we can help that kid, and they're from Miami-Dade or somewhere in the somewhere else in Florida, we will accept that child.
All right, very good. Well, I'm glad you're able to provide that service at Hibiscus Children's Center. Now, Matt, April is Child Abuse Prevention Month. What does Hibiscus Children's Center do to prevent and address child abuse in our community?
Well, I think Hibiscus does a lot. Again, it's first and foremost, we're a child welfare, child shelter organization. But we do have 3 programs I'd like to mention. I won't go into great detail about them because I'll probably get the details wrong. But I want to mention the 3 programs that we do offer that really are designed to prevent children from entering the child welfare system. And in fact, if we do a look back, our programs have really been very successful in keeping families together and keeping kids in the home and out of the child welfare system. But the first program I'll mention is called Supporting Families in Crisis. And it's just what it sounds like. If a family is in crisis, doesn't matter what it is, they call Hibiscus, we will go out to the family. We will try to help them. This program operates in St. Lucie County, and it's also in Indian River County. So these are, crises. Might be a financial crisis, might be a unemployed adult in the home, unemployed spouse, maybe a parent with alcohol problems or drug problems or whatever. Whatever the problem is, we go out and we call them family advocates, and they go into the home and they don't stay with the family, but they can stay with the family for up to about 4 months and help them through that crisis. And what we find is when we get into the house and we help the families, we find that they have other issues that need to be addressed as well. And so that program has a 90-some% success rate in keeping children out of the well. If you look back at 6 months post the end of treatment for the family, we have kept about 90% of the kids out of the child welfare system, maybe even higher than that. So it's got a pretty good track record. The other two programs that are primary prevention programs, one is called Safe Care, the other is called Parents as Teachers, and these are in-home visiting programs primarily for kids, very young kids, for kids 0 to age 5, pre-K, those kind of things. You know, kids don't come, when kids are born, they don't come with a user's manual or an instruction manual. It would be good if they would. Certainly, I needed that for my two boys. But they don't come with an instruction manual. So we go out in the homes, send parent educators, parent coaches out into the homes, and they can stay with the family for up to 2 years, helping the family through issues, child development, making sure the kids are ready for school, both from a physical standpoint and an emotional standpoint, and also designed to prevent kids from entering the child welfare system. And those are all on our website. There's better description than I have provided on our website, and that's hibiscuschildrencenter.org.
Very good. Hibiscuschildrencenter.org. That's the website we're seeing on the screen right now if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. All right. So, Matt, we've talked a little bit about the services that Hibiscus Children's Center provides. How do the children come to the village and to the shelter? How do you get these kids?
Well, there is an organization in Treasure Coast called Communities Connected for Kids. There are 17 of these kind of organizations around the state. They are contracted with the Department of Children and Families to take care of kids and to find placements for kids. So it's through really DCF, the Department of Children and Families, but they have a contract with private not-for-profits to help them locate places for kids like Hibiscus. And so nobody can just walk off the street and say, hey, I'm having trouble taking care of my kids. Can you help me? They have to go through Communities Connected for Kids. And frankly, they have to have a case open with DCF for abuse or neglect. And so that has to be a finding of at least a finding of abuse or neglect in the home for them to be able to get to Hibiscus Children's Center.
Okay. All right. And so what is the average length of stay for a kid with Hibiscus Children's Center?
Well, I'm going to say it varies at facility, and I can't remember now, Jesse. I think it's 6 months at the shelter, which is for younger kids in Jensen, and I think it's about 9 months for older kids in the facility called the Village in Vero Beach. But that can vary. You know, a kid may be there a couple weeks, a kid may be there a couple years. It just depends on the kid. It depends on the family. It depends on a lot of factors, you know, so really can't say. But as I mentioned to you, it's not uncommon for us to have kids live with us 3 and 4 years and to age out of the child welfare system with Hibiscus.
And I'm sure you've met a lot of great kids along the way. And a lot of success stories. Do you have any success stories?
Let me tell you why it's changed my life, if I might. I am able to see a kid when they first come in. I don't care for the kids myself, but I am able to see a child when they first come in, and then I can see their development, and I see what happens after they're with us for a few months or with a year. I see a different child. Children often come to Hibiscus traumatized. They're scared. They're angry. They're confused. They don't know why they're there. They don't know why they've been. Some of the kids are removed in the middle of the night. And come with the clothes on their back, and that's it. So it takes a while for them to get acclimated to us. It takes a while for us to get acclimated to them. But we have one of the things that we have that I think is helpful is we have a master's level therapist on site. So if a child needs to see a counselor at 3 o'clock in the afternoon or 3 o'clock in the morning, they can see a counselor. And I think that is one of the things that separates Hibiscus from a lot of other organizations. We also have a educational advocate on site for the kids. A lot of our kids come to us, Jesse, 2 and 3 grade levels behind. So it's not really our responsibility, but it is our responsibility to make sure they go to school, get their homework. So we have tutors. We have a literacy program at the shelter for younger kids. We get them ready. Many kids have gotten their high school diploma or their GED while they were living at Hibiscus Children's Center, and I'm proud of that. We also take kids on college tours, older kids. We take them on about a half dozen college tours around the state of Florida every year to introduce them to colleges and encourage them to go on to higher education.
That's great. That's something you should be very proud of. That's awesome.
We are. It's an awesome, it's not because of me, but it's an awesome organization for what I think we do for these kids who are in trouble.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Matt, what can the community do to help you? How can we help Hibiscus Children's Center?
Well, Hibiscus Children's Center is a nonprofit, Jesse, but that's an IRS designation. We still have to make a profit to stay in business, and we have done well. Hibiscus has either broken even or made a modest surplus for its 40 years in existence, but we are struggling this year for a number of reasons that I won't go into because they bore the listener. But we are struggling a little bit financially this year. It doesn't mean that the organization is going to close or anything like that, but we certainly could use donations. So if anybody would like to donate, we make it very easy. They can go on our website, again, hibiscuschildrencenter.org. And if they'd like to donate to Hibiscus, it would certainly help us. And they can also volunteer. We have volunteer coordinators at each location, both here in Vero Beach and in Jensen. They can get on the website and get those numbers, call the volunteer coordinators and offer if they, we need tutors, we need help with food preparation, we need help with a lot of stuff. So if anybody would like to volunteer their time at Hibiscus, please call us. And anybody wants to call me and ask me about Hibiscus, my cell phone number is 740-649-3734, and I'm happy to talk to anyone about Hibiscus.
Very good. And that website again?
hibiscuschildrencenter.org.
There you go, hibiscuschildrencenter.org. It is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and they are looking for volunteers. They are looking for people to help and donate and attend events and just help out with Hibiscus Children's Center. So anyway, you can even people to make meals, as you said. So well, thank you again, Matt, for
thanks for having me, Jesse.
Today.
I appreciate it.
All right, we hope we can provide some help for you for Hibiscus Children's Center.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Until next time, this is the EGM Network. I'm Jesse Krisky. Take care.